So my personal favorite fragrance from Valentino is definitely Coral Fantasy. And a couple months ago, I went looking around trying to find a Coral Fantasy clone, and there's only one that you'll find. Basically, at least in my experience, I can only find one, and that is Lataffa Jasoor. If you look up Valentino Coral Fantasy clone, this is pretty much the only one you'll find, the only one I'm aware of. So it's only $21, I believe I paid for mine, and so I was like, I'll pick it up, see how it is. I didn't have that high hopes for it. I thought the bottle was incredibly stupid, to be quite frank. I don't know what this bottle is. It has a bunch of just motivational words on the cap, and then with the cap, it looks even worse with the cap off. I have really no idea what they were doing with this bottle. Anyways, I didn't have that high expectations for it for 21 bucks, but I got it in the mail, and from the first spray with no maceration, I was super impressed, honestly. For $21, I mean, it really, I watched a good bit of videos on this, and there was pretty much one popular consensus, and that's that it was a good clone. There was some people that said it wasn't, but honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it really, really does the DNA super well. If you don't know what Coral Fantasy smells like, if you've never smelled it, it's appley, it's an apple top fragrance with like a tobacco undertone, and that's exactly how I would explain this smell. It's just that it's got a little bit of tobacco in it that makes it a masculine smell. This isn't really a unisex one, at least in my opinion. Pretty masculine, and me personally, I'm not that big of a fan of tobacco fragrances at all. I think a lot of them smell a little too mature for my taste, but this one does it in a really, really good way because it's got that sweetness on top, and it's just like a little bit of a hint of tobacco under it. You can really smell it. That's like basically the two things I get out of this: is apple and tobacco. Like it's hard to give an example of what this smells like that you would encounter in real life, but it's a super good smell. It's definitely a year-round smell. I could definitely wear this in the winter. I could also wear it in the summer. In the heat, summer nighttime, it would be great. Really good all year round smell, honestly. And now the one part where it does struggle is going to be its performance, and it's not horrible. I've had better experience with mine than what I've seen other people say, and I think with maceration, it's gotten better. I've had mine for about 2 months now, like I said. I get a good solid spray it on. I'll get a good 4 hours of smelling like Lataffa Jasoor. And then after 4 hours, it kind of dials down into a skin scent, which for a $20 fragrance, I mean, what else do you expect? Do you expect to smell like it all day? I mean, okay, there is some $20 fragrances that you do smell all day, but this stuff, it it's not terrible, and it does actually project decently. I think it projects better than what in my experience, I've actually had somebody tell me they smelled it about 6 feet away from me with one spray on my hand. Somebody smelled it. So if that tells you anything, and that was after sprayed on about an hour. Ooh, okay, I lied. They weren't 6 feet away from me, probably like 3 feet away from me, but still, that's decent projection. For one spray on my hand to smell it from 3 feet away, that's decent projection. And I've heard people say it doesn't project at all. So I think that quite frankly disproves that in my experience, my batch. Then again, since it's subjective, especially these, they can vary from batch to batch, how long they've macerated and such, but not the longest lasting power. You're gonna get a good 4, maybe 5 hours out of it. But a lot of time that's all you need. You want to be good for a date, maybe something like that. You only need a few hours. But if you want to smell good for, like I said, up to 5 hours ish, then it's still going to be there. It's still going to linger, just kind of as skin scent. But other than that, I mean, if you like Coral Fantasy, you're going to like this. This smells like Coral Fantasy. I have no reason to lie to you. It really does smell like Coral Fantasy. Um, and with the original too, with Coral Fantasy, not even that it's not even that much different as far as the performance of it. Coral Fantasy is not what I would describe as a beast mode fragrance, so it's really not even like you're sacrificing that much. So overall, the bottle's horrible, smells great, and the performance is okay. So pretty decent. So I would recommend this. It's pretty safe blind buy. Like I said, if you want to smell a little more grown, but still in a youthful way. You know, I think any age could pull this off, older, younger. I think anybody could pull this off. Just somebody that's okay with smelling a little more masculine, but still a little sweet. So that's going to be it for me. Review of Lataffa Jasoor. And if you like this content, subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.